Yeah, I think that's goes in. The final point I wanted to bring up was you brought it up earlier, Laura, with the Wii U. The Wii U brought out Super Mario 3D World and Zelda HD of Wind Waker. And there's the running gag about Knack outselling Super Mario 3D World. So, what's the fate of the Wii U? Is it hard? Is it easier to tell now the fate of the Wii U, or is it one of those doubt your Nintendo apparel things like with the 3DS and other such Nintendo things everyone's doubt them about?
I honestly believe that I don't think Wii U is going to die. I don't think it's going to be a Virtual Boy or something like that gets completely pulled off. I think it's going to be very similar to the GameCube. I think it's going to be a box that people buy, you get your first party games on it. There's not going to be terribly huge sales, but there'll be enough sales, at least with the handheld selling as well as it is. They're making enough money that they can keep it sold and they can keep making their first party games for it. People will pick it up and people who have it will love the first party games you buy with it. However, I don't think that at this point they can, or I don't think that they're likely to turn it around in any kind of way that it's going to be any core gamer's primary machine. I think that it's going to be a secondary machine that you own in order to play those first-party titles. Like it's the machine you'll own to play Smash Brothers, to play the new Metroid, whenever it's announced. It'll be the Zelda machine. It'll be it for all those things. But I think that besides, I think the biggest problem is going to be in the next year, maybe 2 years, when we stop getting 360 and PS3 versions of games. We're going to stop getting ports of things like Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty. Are going to stop coming to it, and at that point, I think third-party support is just going to be even worse than it is now. And I think it is just going to be a first-party machine. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. I love some of the first-party games they've got going on it. They're making some really interesting announcements. Like today, they announced. They're working with Tecmo Koei to make a Zelda Dynasty Warriors type game, which looks really impressive. And I'd love to see them do more of that, these sort of partnerships with other companies and getting other companies that are already in the HD era to trusting them with their A-list properties to do these new interesting things. However, I don't see it having a 3DS turnaround, and at this point, I don't think that it's going to pick up, and I think it's just going to have a very GameCube-esque fate, which is a real shame because I really want that machine to work. It was, of the 3 consoles out at the moment, it's the one that I feel has the most interesting game, and it's the games I want to play the most. But again, I don't feel like it's got the same potential as the other consoles do, just because of install base and where they are with third parties.
I'm obsessed with Wii U at the moment. I mean, just like a show of hands, who's got a Wii U here? Just interested. Yeah, everyone on the panel. I get an email every day about Play.com saying that it's the biggest selling console this Christmas, and different retailers and analysts saying that actually it's going to do really well. But already the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 surpassed it in sales in the UK. You said it was a joke that Knack is beating it every week, beating Mario 3D World, but it's horrifying. As a gamer, that's really bad. There's such a difference in quality there in terms of games. I think what they need to do is I might be paraphrasing, it was an article I think in GamesIndustry.biz or IGN here, so apologies to whoever I'm ripping off, but they need to ditch the controller, just ditch the touchscreen controller, get that console under £200, and I'm sorry, I mean Dynasty Warriors is cool and all, but I'm not interested in that game. Zelda, but just really, I mean, you need to get more. You need to get Mario Kart on there as soon as possible. That'll shift units, and it's a real shame for Nintendo, I think, because the 3DS genuinely. You look at games like Luigi's Mansion 2 this year. Is it Luigi's Mansion 2 here? Yeah. Luigi's Mansion 2, Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem. Even Pokemon, fantastic game. Even stuff like Castlevania is really, really good. And I think the 3DS genuinely has had the most amazing year. So just get the games on there, bring the price down under £200, and I think you've got success. I think.
Yeah, Knack outselling Super Mario 3D World was really upsetting because I played them both and Knack felt very, it felt like the team, it was like their first 3D game almost, and whereas like Super Mario 3D World, it just controls like a complete dream, and it's like feels really nice to control, so that was really upsetting. But I think with the Wii U, it will kind of, like you said, it will be okay. Like, it might sell like between 20 and 30 apps, like between like the games within 64's total numbers. But I think it's probably too early to be calling it doomed because it doesn't have like Mario Kart 8 out, it doesn't have Smash Brothers out, its first like Zelda title, or Mario Galaxy type things out. But I mean, it's really like weird when you go on forums and you see people saying that Nintendo should go third party because the Wii U is failing because the 3DS is doing so well. I think it's had a really good year for some people, like Fire Emblem and but with the third party situation, I feel like that's always been the case with Nintendo since PS1 came out. I feel like ever since Nintendo lost Final Fantasy, their third parties it's just lost it all completely. So I think most Nintendo fans have kind of lost it, to be honest.
Just to add real quickly, you talk to developers and they all believe that Nintendo's going to go third party, like sooner rather than later. They genuinely believe it. They do.
One thing. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten what I was going to say. That's really embarrassing. I hate these kind of moments. No, I've lost it. Anyone?